Despite not having a varsity football game played here in Lockwood, they've been a great host to high school football in Montana.
Lifts aren't running anymore, so we gotta hike up.
Saturday night, we had a wild one at Metro Park in Billings as the Lodgegrass and Fairfield boys, defending Class B co-state champions. At one point, Capster made 85 straight extra points, good for 16th all time in the country. I don't even have to look, I already know it's good. Today, I'm up on the mountain with a former skiing world champion and her master class students. The two met for the first time that year, and Ludwig's locomotives would win 21-14. However, it wouldn't be a sign of things to come. The Laurel Locomotives ladies soccer team are busy warming up, but maybe with a little more intensity than usual. They can compete with anybody, and I'm really excited for this matchup because you have two teams that mirror each other in a lot of ways. Spencer Martin here from Dalis Stadium. Bleachers very empty, but of course it is July, it's the summertime. They're supposed to be empty, but fans like yourself wondering, can I catch a game this fall? Soccer, football, cross country, whatever it is of your choice.
I'm a sports guy, you know, you gotta follow the draft picks right now, you gotta follow the scores. I gotta keep looking down, I'm sorry, Greg.
Over at Billings Skyview, the girls basketball team for the last couple years has been known as two things, young and talented. And I'm not talking about the athletes, I'm talking about the bands. Walk with me this way now, and a big project for the Locos, the new weight training facility opened earlier this year. But now with social distancing guidelines put in place, those tryouts are now being done virtually. Keeping Junior Bergen and that Bronx offense in check is no simple task. The Sentinel Spartans pulling off the victory. They're bringing home a state championship to Missoula.
We made our way up trying to trade out the sunglasses for the goggles and go enjoy some fresh snow.
My legs shake as I start to go downhill after enduring the trip up, but we're rewarded with the feeling every ski and snowboarder loves. Fresh powder swallowing our feet.
If you've been here, you know the feeling.
Oh man, it's just floating, it's freeing. Like you don't actually have to sit and think once you actually have it down.
As we make our way down the slopes, I realize this is the only run I'm gonna get in today. I'm a little out of breath, maybe a little disappointed that this is my only chance, but hey, at least this time, I earned my run.
I'm Matt Delzato, and unicycling is my backyard sport.
All right, you heard the man. Matt has been practicing on his unicycle during these times, and he's getting pretty good. Good on you, Matt, but for now, I think I'll stick with a minimum of 2 wheels.
I'll always remember it. Looking back, no matter how many titles I win, I think that will be the most special one.
Typically held in Atlanta, this year's National Youth Weightlifting Championships were held virtually. The unique format gave Sittner the opportunity to win the overall gold in front of her loved ones.
That energy would have never been there, even if there were spectators at the US. So I feel like that helped her so much.
And if they weren't there, I don't think I would have won if they weren't there.
Sittner first got in the gym at just 7 years old, and she's been competing ever since.
Fitness in general is just such a great way to see who you are and become a person that you want to be.
By her side, chasing Brooklyn's dreams is her father, Corey, juggling dad duties at home while also playing the role of coach in the gym where the pair truly lives.
It's really cool to be able to do what I love with my family. My dad's always supported me, he's always been there. It's really cool to have the coach and athlete relationship and the father-daughter relationship at home.
We get to do this together, like even almost more so I'm more fortunate than her, right? Because I get to do it with her and I get to watch her and do everything.
She holds multiple Montana records, has been on American Ninja Warrior, and her goals for the future are big, with dreams of competing in the CrossFit Games and Olympics. Whatever her career has in store, Sittner hopes to leave a lasting impact.
I want to leave the world a better place than I found it. Like, if I could just change one person's life for the better or anything like that, that's my main goal.
Since the news first broke of Kobe Bryant's death, millions have shared their heartfelt memories and stories of a global icon. And while those stories reach all the way up here to the Fort Belknap Reservation, where one girl and her family shared a special moment with Kobe 20 years ago.
He walks into the room, we're just talking, and he walks in and I just freeze. I couldn't say anything.
It was a dream of a lifetime for her.
Meeting your idol, it's something every kid dreams of. For me, I always wanted to meet Brett Favre, and I would think all the time about what I would say to him if we ended up in the same room together. Would I freeze? That feeling of awe causing your mind to go blank is what Lindsay experienced when she found herself in a room with basketball superstar Kobe Bryant.
I didn't know what to say. I was starstruck. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No." I was so nervous.
The Make-A-Wish Foundation believes a wish experience can be a game changer for a child with a critical illness. In 20 years, Kobe granted more than 200 wishes with the charity. One of those, Lindsay Donnie Messerly, a 13-year-old girl from Hayes, Montana.
I didn't know it was as bad as it was because I was so young. I didn't understand all of it.
In 1999, Lindsay was the youngest and one of just 4 in the state of Montana to be diagnosed with myasthenia gravis. MG is an autoimmune muscular disease causing severe weakness in skeletal muscles.
I was worried about my daughter because this disease here would make her crippled and wheelchair ridden. I mean, it could still happen too.
Like I wasn't even able to hold a smile or anything. I had no muscles.
Lindsay's parents and her doctors connected her with Make-A-Wish, and when asked who she'd want to meet, there was only one choice: Kobe.
Because no matter what, he always persevered. No matter what the situation was, he overcame it. And that's what I wanted, or that's kind of how I needed to be with my muscle disease and everything. Kind of almost like inspiration.
In 2001, the letter came telling Lindsay she and her family would be flown to Los Angeles. On April 12th, they went to a game at Staples Center against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Kobe would dazzle on the court, 30 points, 9 assists, powering the Lakers to a 119-102 win. Then it was the moment she'd been waiting for.
He he came in and we visited for 4 hours. It was after midnight when we all left the Staples Center. Yeah, it was something.
4 hours with one of the most famous athletes in the world, a gift to the Donies that would never be forgotten. And in return, they shared with him a piece of their culture.
My thing was where he got the star quilt.
It was draped around Kobe's shoulders, and as the story of the quilt was explained to him, Lindsay says Kobe was moved to tears.
The thing I remember the most, is him, how emotional he got to receive such a gift. And he really thought it was awesome that we have the same school colors as the Lakers here in Hayes Lodgepole.
In this photo is Kobe on the phone, spending 5 minutes to talk with her brother, who wasn't able to make the trip down to LA.
We told him the reason is he couldn't come because he had college finals. And he told him he respected him so much because he himself hadn't got to go to college. And so he called him, and my other brother answered the phone. And he was so excited. He was almost doing cartwheels, and he brought my brother the phone, and my brother couldn't believe it. He was so blown away that he called him.
Lindsay's dad, Dale, was another person touched by the interaction as he was given a new nickname by the young star.
I guess he called me Pops, and I was really good with that, I mean, it's just like what a son calls his father. Kobe was really young at the time, so yeah, Pops was good.
Kobe died in a helicopter crash along with his daughter Gianna and 7 others on January 26th. Since that somber day, stories have come out about Kobe's work with young people, and according to Lindsay, her moment with Kobe was the first time he granted a Make-A-Wish, and she's not surprised to see his commitment to community spanning 2 decades.
Just an honor in general, at all, because of who he was and how he was. He obviously did so much for the youth, and he cared about the youth, And it's hard. Sorry. I'm getting teary-eyed. I feel bad. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't think I'd cry.
Now, nearly 2 decades later, Lindsay's condition is under control. She's married with 3 children and has 1 more on the way. Make-A-Wish is there to give these kids who may not push through a chance to meet their heroes before they go. And then now you, along with all these other people, have outlived that hero. I guess you have a unique perspective that maybe you could share that feeling with me.
I don't know. I just never thought we'd lose him this soon, or I kind of thought he'd be old, or we'd all be old, or and then it would happen then. I just never thought anything this tragic would happen.
That was her hero, Yeah, I really felt bad because what Kobe did for us.
Known on the court for that Mamba mentality, off the court, Kobe was a man who loved his family and loved being a mentor. Those characteristics are something Lindsay saw 20 years ago in that small room at Staples Center.
In every which way you could be kind, he was kind. And that's how I would remember him, as being a kind person.
Reporting in Hayes, Spencer Martin, SWX Montana.